Welcome back to D16 Tonight. If you're just joining us online or on KUAM Digital, we've got with us in studio Democrat senatorial candidates Therese Terlaje and Jermaine Alerta, and Republican candidate Amanda Blas. If you got a question, feel free to post it on our Facebook live stream. So getting first back to the questions, we'll just get right back into it. We have a question from Daniel Tyhern, who's asking, what are your thoughts on the current deportation situation, and how will you contribute to a permanent solution if you become senator? So we'll start with Amanda.
You know, the issue really goes down to is public safety. In the news all the time, we often see all these different reports about different crimes that are happening, and it's just an issue of public safety. How can we make our island a safer place? What can we do? And I think that's what we're really looking at right now, are what options do we have to ensure that Guam's a safer place for everybody? And I think that's what the priority is. And that's the main focus. That's what we need to look at, is continue to look at how can we make Guam a better place? What do we need to do? What safety measures need to be put in place? That's the importance.
Okay, thanks, Amanda. And Therese?
Yes, I think if I remember correctly, that the AG has weighed in on this and said that, you know, she was concerned with some of the issues and that, yes, public safety is important, but we're also concerned about making some kind of opening for all the people in DOC to make the same type of, or to request for the same type of treatment, to be sent someplace instead of serving their time. And so I think they need to really, you know, finesse any kind of policy that they're going to do. And I actually believe that policy like this should be vetted through the people, you know, and that it should be.
Okay, thanks, Therese. And Jermaine?
Yes, you know, we have to actually make a distinction between deportation and some of the issues that are going on, because there's commutation and shipping people back to sending people back to the countries that they came from. There's a big difference between the two. There's a process for deportation that needs to be followed. And I understand where Amanda's coming from, where we don't want people who have committed crimes to be here on our island. And if they violated that, then absolutely, there's a process that has to be undertaken and they have to go through in order to deport them back to their homeland. But what we've been doing, what the governor has been doing lately, is commuting people's sentences and then sending them back. KUAM just ran a story recently, this week I believe, that there's a guy whose sentence was commuted. He was sent back to his homeland, and now he wants to come back to Guam and he says build a better life for himself or start over. I don't know what legal ramifications are going to happen because of that, but if in my very introductory reading about it, it seems that he does have a case, and we have to be careful about mixing up the two subjects.
Yeah, there's some.
Okay, thank you. So now we're just going to switch gears a little bit. I know we didn't get to all of our Facebook questions, but again, they're there for you. After the show, you can log on and answer some of them yourself. So now we're going to have each of you ask one of your own questions to your fellow candidates. So we'll start off with Jermaine.
All right, mine's a little bit of an interesting one. So we're all new here, right? Amanda, Therese, we're new. We're new candidates, and all the incumbent senators are also running this election. In order for one of us to get in, that means one has to be unseated. Which sitting senator, would you want to unseat, and why?
You know what, and my answer is just, I don't think that's my call to make. It's not my call to decide if I'm going to be a better senator than the next person, than Therese or Jermaine. It's not my call to make that. It's the people's call, and I think that's my answer. I can't answer that fully because it shouldn't be me to decide who am I going to unseat or who do I wish to unseat if I do make it into the legislature. And that's the whole reason why we have these amazing people of Guam voting for us, is because it's who's best going to serve the entire island, not just me. Who do I think is the worst person or who do I think is the best person? It doesn't matter, but it matters what everybody thinks. And so that would be my answer for that.
Okay, thanks, Amanda. And how about you, Therese?
That's a tough question, Jermaine, but yeah, all I can say is that I would hope that the people would, you know, put a group of senators together in there who can work together, but also work independently, stand up for themselves and think independently, and be able to really represent all the people of Guam. And when it comes time for check and balances the government, that they're able to do that. That's all I would ask. And so put anyone in there who can do those things, please.
Okay, thank you. Did you have anything else you'd like to add?
That's a good question.
Okay, so moving on, Amanda, would you like to ask your question?
Sure. So, for example, my greatest inspiration is somebody who I think is one of the greatest leaders of our island is my uncle Frank Blas, who passed away. So he was one of my inspirations because he provided so many opportunities to our people. And so I just want to know, who are your inspirations?
Political or?
In general, it's open.
That's one thing.
Well, I have several inspiration, but I have to just say recently my biggest inspiration, it might sound corny, but it's my girls. My girls are just becoming, adults now, and I'm just really happy to see that what they value is, it's our culture, it's a good Guam, and that they are willing to do the work that it takes to take care of Guam also, and I'm just really inspired by that. So they're weavers, so they like to weave, and one of their big things is coconut trees. I mean, if we cannot take care of coconut trees, we lose so much on Guam. And things like that, I mean, it sounds simple, but it's so very, very important. It's inspiring too.
Okay, thanks.
Well, my inspiration, there's a whole long list, like I'm sure everyone else has a list, but right now I'm thinking of just out of the blue, my grandmother, Guadalupe Cruz Cordero, and she's a big inspiration because, she's very supportive of the things that I do, and I've seen her raise her kids, and like every family, we have problems, we have our own problems, but she always tries to see the good in everything, and I think that's one of the best things you can do is try to see the good in every situation. It may be the hardest thing you'll ever have to go through, but if you can try to see the good and try to just work your way through it, then if you're doing good, then good things will result from it. So my grandmother is my biggest inspiration.
Okay, thank you. Well, you guys are getting a lot of support here on our Facebook live stream. And so don't forget, if you have your sentiments, you can send them in to our Facebook live stream. And we'll finish off with our last question.
Okay. Well, my question was, that's why I brought this paper, is the governor's special finance team for the hospital proposed as a remedy to part of it to include increasing the hotel occupancy tax, increasing the business privilege tax, implementing a wholesale GRT, and increasing real property tax. And I would ask my fellow candidates if they support any of these measures as a way of helping the hospital.
Amanda?
So first of all, I want to say thank you to the great men and women of Guam Memorial Hospital. I was actually over there a couple of weekends ago, and they're amazing people. They work hard, you see them, and I think a lot of times they're not recognized for their hard work, so definitely want to say thank you. As for the best way to improve our hospital, there's so many options on the table, and I think we do need to look at all of them. I don't think we can shut down any of them yet because it's obvious that we need to invest in our hospital. This is our only public hospital. We need to do something to take care of it. And the reason why we need to take care of it is because we need to take care of our people. And this hospital accepts everyone. So as far as which option I'm looking at, I'm still open because I think that there's more we can learn about them, and that as soon as we learn more and we decide which is the best fit, then we can go forward with it. But definitely, I think that these options are better than just not doing anything about improving our hospital and not doing anything to ensure that the people of Guam have a great functioning hospital. A hospital is an investment, and all these options are looking at it as an investment, and we need to keep that in mind instead of just saying, this isn't going to work, this isn't going to work, this isn't going to work. So all these options are definitely on the table, and I look forward to learn more about it to see which will work best for our island.
Okay, thanks, Amanda. And Jermaine?
I believe Attorney Terlaje's question was, do we support the options or at least the recommendations to raise taxes to help with the hospital? Absolutely not. We should not raise taxes to help with the fiscal mismanagement that has been happening at the hospital. We need to own up as government leaders, take responsibility for our failures. And when we haven't focused on fixing a problem, we can't just put it on the backs of our people. We don't go out and try to fix every financial problem by proposing to raise taxes on our people. We're just hurting them because of what we failed to do, because of what we messed up on. We don't do that to our people. We have to serve them. Now, we need to just look at the entire government budget and look at priority areas that we can focus on, and the non-priority areas, we take the money from there. We make the hard decisions, look at non-priority areas and say, we need to spend all that money on places like the hospital because we can't put that responsibility on the backs of our people.
Okay, well, thank you so much. We have about a few minutes more for closing comments, so each of you will have about 30 seconds, and we'll start with Amanda.
First of all, once again, thank you for tuning in to Decision 2016. I know we couldn't get to a lot of your questions, so I definitely invite you to message me on my Facebook, Amanda Francel Blas for Senator, on Instagram, Twitter, you'll find me on all of that, because I definitely want to hear your concerns. As your youngest candidate, you haven't gotten to hear me as much, and I definitely want to make sure that you hear my platform, my vision for Guam, even more importantly. And once again, thank you, and I humbly ask each and every one of you who are tuning in, whether you're on Facebook Live or whether you're watching us at home, to please definitely keep me in your thoughts when you vote, and I humbly ask for your vote.
Thanks, Amanda. And Therese?
Yes, I too want to thank you and thank KUAM for the opportunity to get this input from the people, and it's something that I'm very grateful for all the people that I've met and been able to speak with and listen to, and I want them to know that I take what they say very seriously, and that I am very humbled by the support in the primary, and I am still very ready and committed to serve you.
Jermaine?
Oh, thank you, KM. Thank you, Issa. Thank you to the great people of Guam for listening. I'm Jermaine Alerta. I'm the youngest Democrat candidate. I'll plug that in. But so here's one of the reasons I decided to run. 10 years ago, we were spending $500 million on our GovGuam budget. This most recent one was about $900 million. That's almost double. When you spend more, you expect better results. But we still have broken roads. We still have problems at our hospital. We still have problems in our schools. And yesterday, we all suffered through all those power outages. That can't be the case anymore. We need to change the old way of thinking, and let's spend in the areas that are most important to us that will improve the quality of life for everyone. I'm Jermaine, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Okay, so well, thank you all again for joining us, and good luck to you in November, and we'll be seeing you guys on the campaign trail. And thanks to all of our viewers watching at home and on Facebook, our live stream. Well, remember, your vote is your voice.
Closed